Coronation Street previews for the coming week have disclosed what lies ahead for Todd Grimshaw on the street. Not long ago, after enduring serious abuse from his husband Theo Silverton and courageously reporting him to the authorities, Todd decided to travel to Thailand to see his mother Eileen and his brother Jason. In Monday's episode, Todd tried to leave for his trip, but his dangerous ex Theo interfered with those plans. The episode, which revisited the day of the mystery incident, where Theo is among 5 possible victims, showed him breaking into the flat above the shop that he used to share with Todd. After hearing a loud crash, Todd couldn't immediately figure out what had happened, but it soon became clear that Theo had smashed through the window and was waiting inside, holding Todd's packed suitcase for Thailand. As the situation turned aggressive, George Shuttleworth arrived just in time, and together they managed to subdue Theo and get out of the flat. Soon after, Todd and George reported Theo to DC Kit Green, but when they returned, he was no longer there. Desperate to leave, Todd got into a taxi heading for the airport, only to realize he had forgotten his phone, forcing him to stop and go back for it. However, while making his way down the street, he came face to face with Theo, who was holding the missing phone. At the same time, Betsy and Lauren Bolton climbed into Todd's taxi to head into town, and it drove away, leaving him alone with Theo. Friday's episode will bring all the plot lines together as Todd becomes involved in a dangerous cat-and-mouse chase against a vengeful Theo, while Summer Spellman is caught in the middle with frightening results. With the intense and dramatic scenes unfolding, viewers have been concerned about Todd's fate. However, there is no need for concern, as next week's spoilers confirm that Todd remains on the street. In upcoming episodes, Todd finds it difficult to recover from the trauma caused by Theo and admits to George that he feels frustrated that Theo hasn't faced consequences for his behavior. Later in the week, Theo's former wife, Danielle, approaches Todd and asks to speak with him about Theo. Danielle, who had previously denied Theo's abusive nature, now acknowledges from her own experience what he is capable of, and the two connect over their shared ordeal. A Coronation Street actress has revealed who she believes is the most dangerous suspect in the mystery surrounding Megan's possible death. Beth Nixon, who plays Megan, pointed to Maggie Driscoll as the biggest threat among those who could be responsible if Megan is killed. Her character is one of 5 people at risk this week, with her storyline taking center stage in a major episode airing on Thursday night. In the upcoming scenes in Weatherfield, Megan faces multiple confrontations as she continues to be disliked on the street after targeting a teenage boy. It's no surprise that the boy's grandmother, Maggie, could be the one to go the furthest, especially considering her past actions. Discussing the plot, Beth admitted she even finds Maggie intimidating. She explained that out of everyone, Maggie is likely the person Megan would fear the most. During the storyline, Megan uncovers several secrets about Maggie and becomes aware of what she is capable of, which unsettles her slightly. Despite this, Megan's confidence makes her believe she can outthink Maggie. She also feels that confronting Maggie directly could damage Maggie's image, giving Megan something to use against her. Even so, there is still a hint of fear, as Megan isn't entirely unaffected by Maggie's presence. The Thursday episode will also feature Eva Price, Leanne Battersby, and Toya Battersby joining forces in an attempt to force Megan into confessing. However, when they take her to the salon flat and the situation escalates into violence, they may be getting in over their heads. Beth described the trio as inexperienced and unsure of what they're doing in such a situation. She highlighted how out of place Eva looks while dragging Megan along, dressed in bright clothes and high heels. Megan, meanwhile, doesn't take them seriously and questions what they can realistically do. When Toya lashes out physically, Megan quickly turns the situation to her advantage by accusing them of attacking her. She deliberately avoids striking back, allowing others to act first so she can later use it against them. Her manipulative nature means she provokes people until they make mistakes she can exploit. There is still a possibility that Megan survives the week, as several other characters are also in danger. With so many unpredictable twists ahead, the outcome remains uncertain. Reflecting on being part of such a major storyline, Beth said the experience has been overwhelming in a good way. As this is her first television role, she described everything as completely new to her. She mentioned that watching the promotional trailer made it feel like she was part of a film. Overall, she said the experience has been incredibly enjoyable and one of the best she has ever had. Jodie reaches a shocking new low in a dark Coronation Street twist, leaving David devastated. In tonight's episode, the revenge-driven Jodie Ramsey made a bold attempt to seduce her sister Shona's husband, David Platt, leading to dramatic fallout and dangerous consequences. Up until now, Jodie had been playing a calculated and patient game. Ever since arriving on the street, she has been determined to get back at her sister for leaving home years ago and abandoning her with their abusive father. As part of her revenge, Jodie has been targeting what matters most to Shona, her family. Through manipulation and deception, she has slowly worked her way closer to David, while subtly turning their daughter against Shona. Her long-term plan has been effective, gradually causing tension in the Platt household. The cracks began to show when Shona refused to let Jodie give their daughter an expensive gift, which ended up ruining her birthday. However, Jodie's carefully planned scheme started to fall apart when her past resurfaced last week. Olivia, a child Jodie once cared for, unexpectedly appeared, claiming she wanted to reconnect. It soon became clear that Olivia had another motive when she was caught searching through Jodie's belongings for a hidden hard drive. After forcing her out, Jodie was confronted by Shona and revealed a story about stealing the device from a dangerous former partner as protection. Shona, alarmed by the potential threat, told Jodie to leave the street immediately to protect everyone involved. But by then, the situation had already escalated too far. In tonight's episode, Jodie was preparing to leave when an emotional Lily caught her trying to go. The teenager begged to leave with her, but when Jodie refused, Lily lashed out and told her to just go. Moments later, a scream drew Jodie outside, where she found Shona being confronted by two men demanding the hard drive. In a rare act of selflessness, Jodie handed over the device and claimed responsibility to protect her sister. After the men left, Shona comforted her while Jodie tearfully blamed herself for everything. For a moment, it seemed like her desire for revenge might finally be fading. However, that hope didn't last long. Earlier that day, a drunk David had reassured Shona about her guilt over ignoring a letter Jodie once sent. Because of this, Jodie believed Shona had never received the message. That changed when she later accessed Shona's phone and listened to her saved voicemails. Furious, Jodie responded to a flirtatious message from David while pretending to be Shona. She encouraged him to take advantage of having the house to themselves. When David returned home intoxicated, he found a romantic setting and assumed Shona had arranged it. Instead, Jodie had set the scene, even going as far as dressing and presenting herself like her sister. Believing he was with his wife, David got into bed with her. The moment quickly turned when he realized the truth after hearing her speak. Shocked, he pulled away as the situation became clear. An argument erupted, with David accusing Jodie of deliberately setting him up. Jodie attempted to manipulate the situation, twisting events to make him appear at fault. Her goal was obvious, to destroy his marriage by making it seem like he had been unfaithful. Fortunately, things didn't go as far as she intended. Sarah overheard the confrontation and stepped in to find out what was happening. From her perspective, David's defensive reaction only made him look more suspicious. He strongly denied everything, even making a sarcastic remark comparing the situation to a famous thriller. However, Sarah pointed out that the comparison didn't work in his favor. Jodie ultimately pushed things too far when she referenced a traumatic event from David's past in an attempt to accuse him. Her insensitive comment caused Sarah to immediately lose any sympathy for her. Enraged, David threw Jodie out and made it clear she was no longer welcome. As he vented his anger, Jodie left the house and found herself alone. Later, she was confronted in the park by an unknown person. Terrified, she begged to be left alone. With Jodie being one of several possible victims in the ongoing mystery, this moment could be crucial. It raises the question of whether this encounter marks her final appearance, and whether the figure was someone from her past or closer to home. Coronation Street is broadcast on weekday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.